Tonight, sparks fly in a residential community as a junkyard goes up in flames.
It was the FNM who passed the law for biometric voting cards then. That's the law passed by them.
Also, the Prime Minister says there's confidence in biometric voting. And later, an illegal catch has officials demanding answers and also prosecution. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janae Noel. Thanks so much for joining us. A Blue Hill Road South junkyard has reignited some long-standing frustrations from nearby residents who are now calling for the facility to be removed. The blaze sending thick plumes of smoke into the air today. Our Devontae Hanna is on the story tonight.
Thick black smoke filled the air of the South Beach community, the result of a raging fire that broke out in a neighborhood junkyard, forcing residents to shudder for relief.
I think it's very, very dangerous.
It raises a concern. It raises a concern because fire cannot be contained.
According to workers, they were on the property when they heard what sounded like an explosion. It was then that they found out that the car mount at the rear of the property had fallen. Running out of options, they realized it was a fire. They ran over to the next side of this property and grabbed buckets actually to tame the blaze themselves before firefighters arrived. The junkyard sits in an area crowded with homes and businesses just south of Cowpen Road, leaving many with heightened concern.
With the smoke and everything, I was more concerned about the building next to it because that wasn't the first time a fire was over there. I think they could do better with it because, like you say, it is a hazard.
Now, while firefighters may have contained the fire in a short amount of time, it brings into question, should these scrap metal yards or junkyards even be in residential areas?
I would like to see that the owner do something with that, remove it.
You know, what if the fire was to happen in the night and nobody's over there even to open the gate? I think it will be a real tragedy, and it's hazardous to the area.
At this hour, police are still working to find out the exact cause of the fire. Devontae Hanna, Eyewitness News.
On to news from the Crime Beat tonight. Investigators are now probing an alleged sexual assault in the area of Gregory Street. Eyewitness News now understands it occurred on the compound of the University of the Bahamas' dormitories involving 2 students reportedly. Police say the female victim was leaving one of the dorms after inquiring about a friend when a male known to her allegedly forced her into his dorm and allegedly sexually assaulted her. Investigations into this matter are ongoing tonight. Meantime, a 58-year-old man being remanded to prison on Monday after prosecutors say he allegedly had sex with his 8-year-old step-granddaughter 3 times this year. The man, whose name is being withheld to protect the victim's identity, charged with 3 counts of unlawful sexual intercourse with a dependent child before Assistant Chief Magistrate Carolyn Vaught Evans. Police say the man allegedly had sexual intercourse with the underage girl 3 times between January 1st and June 31st here in New Providence. Due to the nature of the crime, the man was denied a plea opportunity, also denied bail. He returns to court on November 27th for the presentation of a voluntary bill of indictment. Until then, he's being held behind bars at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. Well, a 19-year-old man is now being questioned by police after presenting himself as the driver of a vehicle that reportedly crashed into a number of men conducting work to Exuma's water lines on Monday night. Arlington Ritchie Jr. has the details in this report.
We saw a Nissan March heading towards our job site. They were speeding. They go 3 of the guys who was working with us.
4 men left severely injured after a Japanese vehicle slammed into a team of water and sewerage and Rowdy Boys construction workers around 10 p.m. last night near the fish fry grounds in Georgetown, Exuma. The crew was carrying out tie-in works to a water main when tragedy struck. Our news team speaking exclusively with an eyewitness account who said he was left shaken and described the chaotic moments that followed. Injuries reportedly range from shoulder and leg trauma to gruesome head wounds. While the incident is being classified as a hit and run, the driver left behind critical evidence.
So they left the car there and they ran?
They left the car in the middle of the road and they ran. It stopped like, let's say, 1,500 feet away from us.
Despite the late hour, Water and Sewerage Public Affairs Manager Nicolette Eldon tells us proper safety measures were in place to protect crews.
The area was clearly marked with cones and signage, and it was well lit to ensure visibility.
With infrastructure works continuing island-wide, officials are making this plea to motorists.
Please slow down and be cautious when approaching work zones. These teams are out there improving essential services and deserve to work in a safe environment.
All 4 men have been airlifted to Nassau for treatment. Eyewitness News understands at least one may require surgery. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Meantime, a 16-year-old boy has been remanded to prison accused of the fatal shooting of 54-year-old Terry Nairn earlier this month on Whitfield Road. The teenager, whose name is being withheld due to his age, appeared before Senior Magistrate Algernon Allen Jr. yesterday. He's facing 1 count of murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. He was accompanied in court by his guardians. According to police, the teen and several accomplices allegedly opened fire on Nairn as he stood outside a home waiting for a ride to work on the morning of July 7th. 3 other men, Colin Knight, Van Dyke Taylor, and Antonio Ferguson, also injured in that shooting. The attackers reportedly emerged from a light-colored Kia Jeep, fired multiple shots at a group of people, and then fled the scene. Nairn later died from his injuries in hospital on July 12th. The other 3 victims were treated and survived. The court also hearing that the accused has a previous conviction for attempted murder from 2023. He was not required to enter a plea. The case will be transferred to the Supreme Court through a voluntary bill of indictment. He was advised of his right to seek bail at that level. Until then, he's being held at the adolescent unit of the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. Now, his VBI is expected to be served sometime in December. Well, a police hunt is underway for 35-year-old MacGyver Pierre of Montgomery Avenue. He's being accused of murder. However, authorities have not said which deadly incident that he's being linked to. Police say Pierre's complexion is brown and is of medium build. His height, however, remains unknown. Residents are asked to contact police at 502-999-9975 or 328-TIPS. Meantime, a 21-year-old man being hauled before the magistrate's court on Monday. He's expected to be charged with murder. Police say Adnor Neville, also known as Plank, along with his partners in crime, allegedly shot and killed Garscavallo while he was in his car on Francis Avenue in the Vauxhall community back on July 11th. After the shooting, police found the victim's vehicle had crashed into a building. The suspects reportedly fled that scene in a yellow Japanese vehicle. Due to the nature of the crime, he's not required to enter a plea and bail has been denied. He's expected to return to court on November 6 for the presentation of a voluntary bill of indictment. Until then, he's being housed at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services on remand. Switching to news to politics tonight, the governing Progressive Liberal Party hosting another rally-style mass meeting, this time in the area staunch party supporters say they're all too familiar with. Our Jose Etienne has the details tonight.
A buzz of exhilaration filling the air on Monday night as hundreds of Progressive Liberal Party supporters gathered at Windsor Park, the party's proverbial battleground. It was the second massive rally of its kind, uniting 4 over-the-hill constituencies in central New Providence, and the message to residents was clear: prepare for political battle.
This election is not about the opposition, it's about the direction.
Prime Minister Philip Davis also using the platform to defend the controversial introduction of biometric voter cards, dismissing criticism from the Free National Movement.
All we have done is move forward with what they couldn't finish, and now they're trying to scare people with it.
Davis also accused the FNM of political hypocrisy.
Back in 2020, it was the FNM who passed the law for biometric voting cards then. That's the law passed by them. We are just the government finally doing the job for them.
Calls to former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis for comment were unsuccessful, but official records show that the bill, which introduced biometric technology in voting and bail management, was in fact passed under his watch. Still, opposition voices are accusing government of rushing the implementation, a claim Davis vehemently rejects.
Don't let anyone lie to you. No one is taking away your right to vote. The PLP protects voting rights. We don't play games with democracy.
For the skeptical and the critical, Davis outlined plans for the system's rollout.
If you're registered to vote and you're on the register today and you're still registered, your name will not be removed off the register. No one is being erased. No one is being left out. And if you want your new card, one that fits in your wallet and doesn't need to be hidden under your mattress or in a Ziploc bag, go get your card.
The new cards are expected to be distributed in early 2026, but voters won't need them to cast their ballots in the next general election. Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Well, Chief Passport Officer Nicholas Simonet is tonight sharing exactly what biometrics are being used for in their passport system. His comments coming amid public concern of the use of biometrics for voting proposed by the Davis administration in the upcoming elections.
Biometrics speaks to the fingerprints that we collect, and we have the photograph, right? So if we were to develop our system further, the photographs could be used as a part of biometrics in terms of facial recognition. So those are the possibilities of biometrics. In terms of how we use it as a verification mechanism. We don't share our data. We just use it as an internal verification mechanism, connecting a unique identifier of the individual to that of the application and the document itself. So you come to the passport office, you apply for a passport, your fingerprints are captured. When you come to collect your passport, you put your fingerprints down, and that verifies that the person who enrolled, the person who the document belongs to, is one and the same of the person who's collecting the document.
National Security Minister Wayne Monroe said in the House of Assembly that biometric dates would be transferred from the data would be transferred from the passport officer to the Parliamentary Registration Department in hopes of introducing biometric voters card ahead of the next election. While Simonet says the transfer is still being discussed, he reaffirms that the system will be secure.
Our passport system is probably one of the newer databases or passport systems around the world. Most of the Caribbean, their passport software was developed, based on the model in which we have. We are consistently looking at upgrades and updates to the system, not only to safeguard the document itself, but also to safeguard the process and to ensure that the identities that are listed within are just consistent.
In other news tonight, even as the issue of immigration continues to stir debate, Prime Minister Philip Davis admitting that the country is grappling with a shortage of Bahamian workers in the construction industry. This challenge, he says, is a direct result of lack of skilled local workers to meet the rising demand. Davis revealing this much at Monday night's Central Link Up on Windsor Park. It's a reality, he says, that has forced key players in the construction industry to recruit foreigners to get the job done amid a reported uptick in construction projects being undertaken. But Davis is issuing a strong warning to leaders in the sector, insisting that they are being monitored and any unlawful decision could place them in hot water.
At the moment, there are simply not enough skilled Bahamian workers right now to fill their construction jobs. And even the Bahamas Construction Association said the same thing. So yes, there has been an increase in legal immigration, in legal migration to meet that demand. But I want to put every construction company and developer on notice tonight. If you're bringing people into work, they better have a valid work permit. And they must have decent housing. This ain't no free for all. And to those leasing land and turning a blind eye to illegal shanty towns, we have some laws that deal with people in that business too.
Well, the government introducing two major bills, the Land Adjudication Bill and the Registered Land Bill, to address what Attorney General Ryan Pinder calls a confused and precarious land system in the Bahamas. The bills propose creating a centralized government-backed digital land registry and a legal process to resolve disputes. Eyewitness News turning to social media, posing the question, how confident are you that the government can implement a secure and reliable digital system for land records? 20% of participants voting, you're very confident. 11% voting somewhat. 68% rather, voting not confident at all. 1% voting you had no opinion on the matter. Be sure to continue to participate in our daily digital polls. On to some other news tonight. A photo purporting to show visitors holding up a large-scale crawfish making the rounds on social media. That photo sparking widespread outrage from residents, and the records show that crawfish season is closed. That photo reportedly posted some 5 days ago. Well, the act, according to the president of the Bahamas Commercial Fisheries Alliance, President Adrian Larota, he's calling it a blatant illegal fishing act. It's prompting calls for those responsible to feel the full brunt of the law.
Know how many people are actually participating in this illegal activity. But it's safe to say that there are at least on any day, there are at least 100 recreational boaters doing illegal fishing in the Bahamas who are coming in from Florida. So if we multiply that 100, if each of them are taking even 500 pounds of seafood out of this country, those are the multipliers. Okay? And that gives you an idea of what the effect is on our marine environment. We continue to have folks from Florida coming over on a very regular basis, fishing as if we're part of their territory. And it's a problem for us. It continues to be a problem. And they are all doing illegal fishing. I'm not even going to say unreported, but they're all doing illegal fishing.
Well, official crawfish season runs from August 1st to March 31st. During this time, locals and visitors can indulge in a range of flavorful, uniquely Bahamian dishes featuring this national delicacy. Outside of these dates, however, harvesting is strictly prohibited, a measure designed to protect the species and also ensure the long-term sustainability of the industry. Larota says he's optimistic about what this upcoming season could bring for the sector.
Yeah, we continue. Yes, we are looking for a favorable season. The first couple of trips of the season normally indicate, it's normally an indicator of how the rest of the season will go. So, barring any adverse weather, we're looking forward to another successful season. We hope that the price for product on our end, we hope that holds. We are hoping too that President Trump doesn't move on this tariff thing, to affect U.S. buyers.
If you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Eye on News hotline at 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms, Eyewitness News Bahamas @gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight, but when we come back, the Golden Yoke Project said to be making some steady progress. We've got that update coming up. And later tonight, political concerns mount over living conditions at the Ponziana Inn. We've got more on that right after this break.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is, by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. PTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
For the juicy, crunchy, irresistible taste of a KFC big deal, some people will do anything. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
In 2010, a grant helped Bahamas' striping group of companies get started. Today, that seed has grown into a national force, building roads, airports, and brighter futures. Now, we're leading the way through public-private partnerships, what we call 3Ps, where government vision meets private sector innovation. 3Ps empowers local subcontractors, giving them the chance to bid. And with every contract, we're putting money directly into communities, creating jobs, supporting families, and fueling growth. From roads in Eleuthera to community centers in the inner city. We're not just laying asphalt, we're laying foundations for financial opportunity. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we believe in building more than infrastructure. We're building up Bahamians who build the Bahamas. 3 Ps, public-private partnerships for people, progress, and prosperity.
1920, before independence, this was our genesis. Like a sun splitting through darkness to let future in. Great-grandfathers with iron fists, wielding policies that paved possibilities for the next of kin. 07 was a shedding of skin. Now native, but never wavered on our commitment. Before our country turned 50, we were here. 50 years more, helping life, spreading light. BAF for life.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back. Here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. You're getting the cheapest tonight at Rubis, $5.49. Esso coming in at $5.51. Shell, $5.63. Welcome back. You're watching Eyewitness News. Well, Governor of the Central Bank, John Roll, is offering some insight tonight on the bank's analysis for the country's revenue trends despite a relatively subdued performance in stopover arrivals. Governor Roll noted that the tourism sector continues to show signs of resilience. Speaking at a recent briefing, he highlighted that short-term vacation rentals have seen a noticeable uptick, an encouraging sign for revenue activity. According to Roll, signals that while traditional arrivals may be soft, visitor spending and local economic benefits, he says, remain strong.
To address the marketing upside potential for stopover, you also have to focus on how we grow the inventory, and there is a recognition of that. And what we should also recognize too, in terms of the way the pattern of arrivals are concerned, is that sometimes you may have a period during the middle of the week when occupancy levels are low, and so if the visitor vacation pattern is concentrated around the weekend or just a few days out of the week, then it's the occupancy potential within that period that is more likely impacting our results than the fact that you have, periods during a week or a month where the occupancy levels may be lower on average. So growing the inventory is important, and you do see the incredible response in terms of the amount of vacation rental units that are still being added to the accommodation stock, and that is being backed up by increased sales in that space.
Well, the Complaints and Corruption Unit within the Royal Bahamas Police Force now investigating the surroundings of that video involving a Caucasian female reportedly recorded in custody at the East Street South Police Station, where she was transferred after being arrested by the Carmichael Division. Commissioner of Police Shanton Knowles breaking her silence at a press conference held at the police headquarters condemning the actions of the persons involved.
We have begun an investigation into that matter. Of course, we feel just like everybody else who have seen that, disgusted with what we've seen. We will not speak further to that, as our Complaints and Corruption Unit are investigating that, and I hope that very shortly the file will be produced to my office.
Meantime, work is steadily progressing on the much-anticipated Golden Yoke project under the oversight of the Ministry of Works. The initiative, designed to revitalize local egg production and strengthen food security, is drawing both attention and scrutiny. Delano Roker has the details tonight.
Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs Clay Sweeting is reaffirming the government's commitment to completing the Golden Yoke facility by the third quarter of this year. The site, which includes a state-of-the-art security facility, production building, pullet house, and lair house, is reportedly on track.
The lair house component is a prefab structure that is already in country. The foundation is currently almost completed. The other facilities, the belt has already been poured, and the roofing structure should start shortly. The anticipation is that we should meet the deadline for the end of the third quarter of 2025, after which the Ministry of Works would turn over the structural facility to the Ministry of Agriculture to ensure that the Golden Yoke project comes to fruition.
Sweeting also noted the project has been designed with sustainability and innovation at its core.
Some of the structures are block structures. The pullet house would have some technology included in it, as well as the layer house. So the layer house is fully automated, green energy, solarized component, all of that. So when you see the facility up and running, the chickens will be fed automatically. The water will be distributed automatically, the egg collection, and all of that.
But it hasn't been without political controversy. Deputy Opposition Leader Shannon Dawn Cartwright claims the government quietly added $9 million to the original $15 million budget. Sweeting has fired back, calling the allegations politically motivated and mischievous.
What we did is we give a full overview of what the project would cost, and to show, the stages, at what component we would start with the layers and the production facility and all of that. So the $15 million was the full build out of the facility. Funding, if you look at the budget allocation, this year funding is allocated, but if you total all of the allocations, it doesn't add up to the 50. So it's mischievousness in that regard. So in regards to the allocations and the funding that's spent, we're still within budget.
Still, Sweeting maintains the Golden Yoke is more than just a price tag, calling it a symbol of agricultural rebirth aimed at reducing import dependency and building national resilience through domestic food production.
The government has done and the Ministry of Agriculture has done is that we've created a culture. So we made an awareness of the component of agriculture that really was untouched. So now you see a lot of persons with layer chickens in their backyard. Persons are actually building larger facilities. So I think nationwide we've enhanced the culture of agriculture.
With construction pressing ahead and debate heating up, the Golden Yoke is shaping up to be one of the country's most closely watched developments in agriculture and infrastructure. Delana Roker, Eyewitness News.
Well, it's a major step forward for Caribbean infrastructure and intercontinental trade, a Bahamian company securing a landmark financial deal on the international stage at the 2025 Afro-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum held in St. George's, Grenada. The Bahamas Striping Group of Companies signing a significant factoring agreement with the African Export-Import Bank. The $100 million agreement aimed at supporting the company's ongoing infrastructure projects across the Bahamas and fueling its expansion throughout the wider Caribbean region. Well, following complaints from residents at the Ponciana Inn, a facility currently being used to house vulnerable individuals, questions surrounding the living conditions are sparking political concern tonight. One opposition voice is now weighing in. Delano Roker has more on this.
Opposition Senator Maxine Seymour is not mincing words. She's calling on the government's Department of Social Services to urgently address what she describes as inhumane conditions at the Ponciana shelter.
When the government spends money, it's spending the people's money. And I don't want my money to be spent on substandard living for anyone because they deserve better. And so the minister has said that they're going to review the contract in terms of renewal. But in my mind, unless that facility is prepared to do major and immediate upgrades, then we should not even be considering a continuation of any sort of partnership or relationship with them.
She also warns that if action isn't taken soon, the unsanitary conditions could evolve into a broader community health hazard, not just for those inside the shelter, but for the wider population.
We have persons dwelling together, multiple persons in closed community. We put them at risk naturally for certain airborne and other illnesses. But when you add to it possible like rodent infestation and insufficiently proper plumbing facilities and other things like that, if places aren't clean and sanitary, then you put the public at more risk.
Seymour emphasizes that the Bahamas is far too established to have any individuals, even those in government care, subjected to subpar standards of life.
You may not be able to give them 5-star luxury living, as some tourists may come here to enjoy, but most certainly a country of our wealth, of our resources, of our GDP should not have persons living in conditions that are completely unsanitary.
Minister of Social Services, Miles Lorota, confirmed that the housing agreement was signed for 3 years and says government is already making arrangements to relocate residents. He added that while complaints may be valid, upgrades to the building were completed before the ministry acquired the shelter. Delana Roker, Eyewitness News.
Well, it was a frightening encounter off waters off Manjack Key, North Abaco. It left an American man injured after a shark attack. Authorities say the incident taking place on Monday shortly after 2 p.m. when a man who was aboard a vessel with friends had his leg hanging over the side of the boat. That's when it's reported that a shark struck, biting the unsuspecting tourists. The shark eventually released off of that man and swam off, but not before causing injury. The man being rushed to a nearby clinic for medical treatment. He's since been discharged. Well, it's quite an eventful day for students in the Seabreeze constituency. They spent almost the entire day with their Member of Parliament, Her Excellency Leslia Miller-Bryce, who led them on a journey of education, exposure, and fun. The day starting off with a tour on a mega cruise ship that gave students a closer look into the typical day of those managing that mega vessel. From there, students went back to the Sadie Curtis Primary School for an informative session with firefighters amid growing concern about fire outbreaks in the country.
Thank you so much to the Utopia of the Seas and Royal Caribbean. They allowed 135 of our young campers to come on board their cruise ship today. What an amazing experience. Our summer camp this year is about STEAM. And so science, technology, math, art, mathematics, we learned all about that on the cruise ship today. It was a fantastic experience. The students got to have hands-on experience and learning. There was a lot of learning involved. And so I just want to say thank you to our Royal Caribbean for engaging our students and allowing them to see career paths, that they can definitely go into. This initiative right now, we asked the fire department to come in. We understand that there's been so many fires that's been happening throughout the country, and so we wanted to ensure that our young campers in Seabreeze is aware of the pros, the cons, what to do if there is a fire. And so thank you to the fire department that's here today, and they're giving such an educational message to our students. We have to say thank you to the parents because it's clear that they believe in what it is that my team and I are doing. The kids are here. It's proof that they believe in what it is that we offer, our different initiatives. And I want to say that I truly love my community. I do this because I want to invest in my community.
We also spoke with a few of the students who say they didn't experience a dull moment at all today with their Member of Parliament and are looking for better things to come.
The day was fully enveloped in everything STEAM, from the sciences to the technology. It was just completely apparent, and it was presented to us in a very fun way. So things like getting to see the art around the cruise ship, that's something that I'm very interested in. I'm looking into going into architecture, so the arts and all of it, the technology, engineering, the science behind the cruise ship, I think all of it was definitely an amazing experience.
We also met the captain and the head captain and stuff, and they seemed like really nice people. They also talked about their job experiences and how you could be like whatever you want to be on a cruise ship and stuff, so that was cool.
We're just learning about safety in case of there's a fire or anything at the house. But overall, I think this was a pretty important day for us, and it was also fun at the same time.
To come in Eyewitness News tonight, it's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's another adventure. Our Laurencia Smith is taking us on when we come back right after this break. But first, here's a check on tonight's weather forecast.
As a healthcare professional, you dedicate your life to caring for others. But even with the best care, legal challenges can arise. Protect your practice and your peace of mind with medical malpractice insurance from Star General. At Star General, we've partnered with Lloyd's of London to bring you comprehensive professional liability insurance designed specifically for those consulting or practicing privately. Visit our website today so you can focus on what you do best, caring for your patients, while we take care of the rest. Star General, insurance made simple.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best-kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
At the Water and Sewage Corporation, safety and convenience are our top priorities. However, our meter readers face challenges that can make their job difficult. Locked gates to guard dogs sometimes leads to missed readings and estimated bills, which can be frustrating for you and us. That's why we're upgrading to digital meters. They bring safety, accuracy, and convenience to homes across the Bahamas. We can streamline data collection, reduce on-site visits, and provide more accurate bills with no more estimates. Digital meters also help detect leaks early, saving you from costly bills and reducing water waste. Soon, a user-friendly app will let you track your water usage, manage bills, and stay informed, all at your fingertips. Over the next year, we're rolling out digital meters nationwide, transforming how we serve you with a safer and cost-efficient water supply. To learn about our digital meters, visit our website or call us today. And don't forget to update your information at any of our locations.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Well, it's an adventure with a twist tonight, from sky-high zip lines to obstacle courses to test your limits at Champion Spirit Country Club. And of course, our resident adventurer, Laurencia, was all strapped in for a wild ride. Here's that report.
Coach, you didn't warn me about the swinging! This week's adventure took me to Champion Spirit Club, tucked away in the western part of the island. And let me tell you, I was like a kid in a candy store when I saw the incredible Champion Spirit Air Track. Rag Zone Manager Kiana Dean Nelson outlined the 36 climbing obstacles.
Variation of wooden planks. Some planks are sturdy, some are moving. There's ones that will test your upper body strength, where you're moving side to side or forward, grabbing different ropes. And there's also some exciting features like a boat in the sky. There's a flamingo that you can hold on to and ride all the way down to Inalgo.
And no, I did not fly the flamingo, but after hearing about all of those exciting features, I just had to ask, what's her favorite obstacle?
My favorite part is the zip line. I think that's everybody's favorite part. It's the most exhilarating. It's very scenic, breezy, and just a nice way to seal up after you've worked very hard on the air track.
Now, the club has been open for about 3 years now, and a grand opening is on the horizon. And now, as it relates to the air track, it's been up and running for the past 2 years. And according to Dean Nelson, the response has been great.
You can try out the air track by booking through our website, Champion Spirit Country Club Bahamas, or you can contact our front desk and book on WhatsApp if you prefer. We also have our app, Champion Spirit Country Club Bahamas.
Now, we know in any adventure, safety before fun. So before I hit the air track, I have to sign a waiver. It's getting real, guys. Okay, I did it. Roll your boat gently down the stream. Oh, Jesus. After conquering those course challenges, I thought I was ready for the zip line. But there's a first time for everything. I gracefully bowed out of that part of the adventure. But that didn't stop my cameraman, Jaheem, from capturing every thrilling moment for himself.
Yeah!
Now on to the other challenges that really had me questioning my life. More than once, to the point where I had to ask myself, Am I actually afraid of heights? And to think, I was doing the easiest level.
I completed 4 out of the 36 obstacles. I was aiming for 5, but hey, that didn't work out. But I'll tell you this much. This adventure taught me the art of patience, trusting yourself, trusting your body. Until next time, Laurentia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Laurentia. And to think she was afraid of heights. Still to come in Eyewitness News, Laurentia Smith has a check on sports right after this break.
Stop, man, stop. But it's hot today, boy. Wait. You see that? Mm-hmm. That's snowing. I can cool off, man.
Where you going? Get back here. Don't go in that people's house.
I get inside, girl.
I can cook whatever you want tonight. Where you going?
You gonna do what?
I can cook whatever tonight.
I forget you can't cook.
Step up the heat and enter Skypole. Expert installation, cool comfort, and reliable service. Brought to you by Discount AC and Supplies. Your one-stop shop for top-tier AC units.
You work hard to provide for and protect the ones you love. However, life can present unexpected challenges. Who you call in times of need matters. Insurance Management is a Bahamian-owned company that has been serving our community for over 40 years, offering a wide range of coverage for all of your personal, professional, and commercial needs. When life happens, rest easy knowing that our skilled and experienced agents are there for you in your time of need, so that you can get back to what matters most. Insurance Management. Nobody does it better.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Eyewitness Sports. I'm Laurentia Smith. Thanks for joining us. Kicking things off in sports with the clock winding down to the FIBA America Cup, Kai Jones is ready to suit up for the 242.
Definitely want to come and suit up for America Cup and get ready to attack each day with a purpose and a plan to be the best and win each game in front of us. It's going to be a test, but I believe that we're ready for it, and we've been built for this moment because we've had something growing over the past couple of years, so now it's going to be a big chance to execute and get it done and win something big for the country.
The tournament is set from August 22nd to the 31st in Nicaragua. The top 3 teams of each of the 4 groups will move on to the FIBA World Cup 2027 America's qualifiers, from which they will have a direct spot to qualify for the 2027 FIBA World Cup. Now, over the last several seasons, the Bahamas has been making moves on the international hardwood, with 1 game away from the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. The Bahamas fell short, losing to Spain 86-78 in the finals. Now, the last time the NBA star suited up for the country, it was in the first window of the 2025 FIBA America Cup.
It means everything to me. I love putting it on. I love playing. So the fact that I'm healthy and I'm ready to go and I'm at my best means a lot. So I'm very happy and excited.
In news from the soccer field, the under-14 girls national team made their presence felt here on the home soil over the weekend, taking part in a friendlies matchup against the U.S. Virgin Islands. Now, that series was played out of the Roscoe Davies Field. Now, the country dominated the friendly matchup, winning 3 out of the 4 games against the visiting team. In Saturday's final, they signed, sealed, and delivered the series with a 2-0 shutout victory. Head coach Rakia Bain was all smiles, praising her team for their hard work and determination.
This summer makes 1 year. We had competition last year, coming out of Naples Elite Cup winners. So we had a strong base, and we wanted to continue to build on it. We've been practicing for a while. It's very helpful in us building our program. As like I explained, we played last year, and it kept the girls engaged because they wanted more. They got to see international competition. And being the first women's trophy that we've brought home, the girls were fired up and ready to go. We also had supportive parents bringing them to practice every week. So it was easy and hard, but we got it done.
Well, that's what's making sports at this hour. I'm Laurencia Smith. Stay tuned for more news on the other side of the break.
Looking for insurance that fits your lifestyle and your budget? At Star General Insurance, we've got you covered. Whether it's motor insurance with flexible options for third-party liability and comprehensive coverage, or commercial insurance products that protect your business, we have choices you can afford. Own a home or renting? Our home insurance products have just what you need. And for the adventurers out there, we offer marine insurance too. Visit our website or social media pages for contact information and quotes. Star General, insurance made simple.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Take the pressure off this school year with a BOB back-to-school loan. Borrow up to $10,000 for tuition, tech, and everything your children need to excel. Apply, get approved, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and you could win one of 3 Apple iPads.
You win.
Offer ends September 5th. Terms and conditions apply. Back to school made easy with BOB, your bank of solutions.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Well, that wraps up news this Tuesday. But coming up and beyond the headlines with Shanique Miller, a look at all of today's top stories. She's also looking at that hit and run incident in Exuma. That's coming up and beyond the headlines. It starts right after this. That does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janae Nawal saying good night. Be safe, everyone.
Win a brand new 2026 GAC MPOW every week for 5 weeks. Every 10 reward points earns you 1 digital entry. The more entries you gain, the better your chances to win. 5 weeks, 5 cars. Will you be one of our lucky winners? Catch the keys today, only at Island Luck. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so game responsibly.
Introducing Hands for Hunger's The Budget Gourmet, the sizzling new cooking show where 5-star flavor meets everyday ingredients. From pantry staples to farmers markets finds, join Chef Mo as we turn local, low-cost ingredients into gourmet magic, one dish at a time. Want your brand on the table? We're now inviting sponsors to be a part of this delicious journey. Get in early and let your name shine where flavor meets finesse. The Budget Gourmet. Everyday ingredients with a gourmet twist.
The Budget Gourmet. We're making it sweet. Low cost meals you can't defeat. Tastes so good, it makes you move. Hands for hunger is in the groove. The Budget Gourmet.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
Win a brand new 2026 GAC MPOW every week for 5 weeks. Every 10 reward points earns you 1 digital entry. The more entries you gain, the better your chances to win. 5 weeks, 5 cars. Will you be one of our lucky winners? Catch the keys today, only at Island Luck. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so game responsibly.
Introducing Hands for Hunger's The Budget Gourmet, the sizzling new cooking show where 5-star flavor meets everyday ingredients. From pantry staples to farmers markets finds, join Chef Mo as we turn local, low-cost ingredients into gourmet magic, one dish at a time. Want your brand on the table? We're now inviting sponsors to be a part of this delicious journey. Get in early and let your name shine where flavor meets finesse. The Budget Gourmet. Everyday ingredients with a gourmet twist.
The Budget Gourmet. We're making it sweet. Low cost meals you can't defeat. Tastes so good, it makes you move. Hands for hunger is in the groove. The Budget Gourmet.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
Win a brand new 2026 GAC MPOW every week for 5 weeks. Every 10 reward points earns you 1 digital entry. The more entries you gain, the better your chances to win. 5 weeks, 5 cars. Will you be one of our lucky winners? Catch the keys today, only at Island Luck. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so game responsibly.
Introducing Hands for Hunger's The Budget Gourmet, the sizzling new cooking show where 5-star flavor meets everyday ingredients. From pantry staples to farmers markets finds, join Chef Mo as we turn local, low-cost ingredients into gourmet magic, one dish at a time. Want your brand on the table? We're now inviting sponsors to be a part of this delicious journey. Get in early and let your name shine where flavor meets finesse. The Budget Gourmet, everyday ingredients with a gourmet twist.
The Budget Gourmet. We're making it sweet, low cost meals you can't defeat. Tastes so good, it makes you move. Hands for hunger is in the groove. The Budget Gourmet.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
Win a brand new 2026 GAC MPOW every week for 5 weeks. Every 10 reward points earns you 1 digital entry. The more entries you gain, the better your chances to win. 5 weeks, 5 cars. Will you be one of our lucky winners? Catch the keys today, only at Island Luck. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so game responsibly.
Introducing Hands for Hunger's The Budget Gourmet, the sizzling new cooking show where 5-star flavor meets everyday ingredients. From pantry staples to farmers markets finds, join Chef Mo as we turn local, low-cost ingredients into gourmet magic, one dish at a time. Want your brand on the table? We're now inviting sponsors to be a part of this delicious journey. Get in early and let your name shine where flavor meets finesse. The Budget Gourmet, everyday ingredients with a gourmet twist.
The Budget Gourmet. We're making it sweet, low cost meals you can't defeat. Tastes so good, it makes you move. Hands for hunger is in the groove. The Budget Gourmet.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
Win a brand new 2026 GAC MPOW every week for 5 weeks. Every 10 reward points earns you 1 digital entry. The more entries you gain, the better your chances to win. 5 weeks, 5 cars. Will you be one of our lucky winners? Catch the keys today, only at Island Luck. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so game responsibly.
Introducing Hands for Hunger's The Budget Gourmet, the sizzling new cooking show where 5-star flavor meets everyday ingredients. From pantry staples to farmers markets finds, join Chef Mo as we turn local, low-cost ingredients into gourmet magic, one dish at a time. Want your brand on the table? We're now inviting sponsors to be a part of this delicious journey. Get in early and let your name shine where flavor meets finesse. The Budget Gourmet, everyday ingredients with a gourmet twist.
The Budget Gourmet. We're making it sweet, low cost meals you can't defeat. Tastes so good, it makes you move. Hands for hunger is in the groove. The Budget Gourmet.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the host, guests, and the headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
ahead tonight. 3 water and sewerage workers mowed down during a hit-and-run incident in Exuma last night. We have the latest on their conditions. Prime Minister Davis gives more information on the biometrics being proposed to modernize voters' cards and legal migration needed to help the workforce in the construction industry. Well, it's nothing new. We've talked about this quite a few times. It's very necessary, in fact, for many contractors. However, Prime Minister Davis issues a warning. We'll tell you about that. It's all straight ahead this evening. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's good to have you along this evening. A 19-year-old man is being questioned by police in Exuma after presenting himself as the driver of a vehicle that crashed into 3 water and sewerage workers on the island of Exuma last night. All 3 men had to be airlifted here to the capital. To get an idea of their injuries and how the men are doing at this hour is Public Affairs Manager at the Water and Sewerage Corporation, Nicolette Eldon. Good evening to you, Nicolette. It's good to have you here. Thank you for agreeing to come on this evening to talk about something that while we hear of accidents in the Family Islands, we don't hear about hit and runs, and this one resulted in 3 of your employees being injured and having to be airlifted.
Yes, Shanique. Thank you for having me this evening. It's good to be here, and it's good to provide an update on what happened last evening. It's unfortunate. As you said, we don't hear about these things happening in the Family Island. So to provide an update, there were more than 3 men actually, but I wanted to clarify that it's water and sewerage and our contractor, Rowdy Boys Construction. So there were members of our team,
yes,
as well as Rowdy Boys Construction.
And we know they hail from Long Island.
Long Island and Exuma, yes.
So you were saying this was a major accident,
yes,
involving 1 vehicle.
Correct. So what happened, we were tying in the fish fry in Exuma. So we were tying in the water main lines, and we had proper visibility, proper lighting, proper signage, proper cones. The men were out there conducting, you know, how we do the...
So they had business as usual setup. We know when there is water, any sort of work going on by the roadside, they sort of have the cones so that it's visible.
Correct.
At a distance too, so that you know there's work
slow
ahead.
Down.
Yeah,
there's
to slow
work
down
ahead.
because there's work ahead.
Yeah, so we were tying in those water mains last night, and this gentleman just drove through. Like you said, mowed through these workers. So there were 3 who were critically injured and had to be airlifted. But as you can imagine, our team is shaken up by this.
Yeah, how is Exuma team doing tonight?
So they're not well. Obviously, they're shaken up by this. But when I spoke to our area manager, Miss Karen Roll, she hadn't slept yet for the day. When I talked to her around midday, she said, I'm still going, still working. And I just want to pause and be grateful for the work that our team does on a continuous basis. But
and what time? And this was quite late into the evening, right?
Around 10 o'clock
Around 10 o'clock. The man just working, trying to get through the projects and trying to obviously bring a greater water supply to the fish fry there at Exuma.
Correct. So we're in the process of our major water improvement project, and we're wrapping up that project in Exuma. So we're beginning to tie in residents and businesses alike, and they're just doing what they're supposed to do to improve the lives of the residents in that community. And for them to experience this and have to deal with this is just unfortunate. So I just want to thank the team, the men that helped and stayed at the clinic with these injured men until help came, until the police were on the scene, until the aircraft took off from Exuma. I just want to say, you know, that we're grateful for everything that you do every day. I also want to pause, and we're so grateful for the work that many may not know that we do have a nurse on staff, Nurse Elichime Roberts, an amazing woman, an unsung hero. And I just want to pause to say, you know, she's busy coordinating because this is being treated as an industrial accident. So she's coordinating the paperwork and ensuring that everything is completed. As you can appreciate, we can only get updates through the family because we're not relatives. And she's behind that, checking in with not only our teams, but checking in with Mr. Knowles at Rowdy Boys to get the updates from him. Good. To ensure that we stay in contact.
So they sustained minor injuries, the Rowdy Boys crew?
No. They have been seriously injured by this.
We'll talk about the gentleman. I use that term very loosely. the 19-year-old that turned himself in. But what is the state of those men airlifted tonight?
Tonight, one remains in theater. The last update I received, he remains in theater with several fractures in his leg, head injuries he sustained, and two of the other men, we are still awaiting an update. I don't want to get into great detail with their condition, but it's serious. And our hearts and prayers go out to them and their families.
You know, this is vexing. We know, according to news that came into the newsroom from the police, that a 19-year-old turned himself in and said, listen, he was behind the wheel, he's responsible for this incident. I mean, but it didn't have to happen.
It didn't.
We know when there are roadworks because it's clearly marked. And these men sometimes work overnight to get jobs done. And I guess they have to too because of the scorching heat. So they're trying to get this work done to cause Exuma to have better running water supply, and a business area as well. And there's this person who's going to decide that somehow he's going to just enjoy driving in Exuma at any
on
speed.
those nicely paved roads.
The roads
they're
newly
very
paved.
nice.
But you can't be an idiot. You know, and that's the thing. The thing is, we really need idiot is a better word, from the police of Exuma, what is happening, what are the charges this person is facing, and also truly what happened? Did he lose control of the vehicle? Was he impaired? I mean, what exactly happened? You cannot. And these are men who are trying to, one, make a contribution to public infrastructure, but also work for their families.
Correct.
They are now laid up.
These are
and
fathers.
And we hope they make a full recovery.
Absolutely. Shanique, I can give you several examples. I don't just sit behind a desk and wait for updates to come to me. I like to be out in the field. And what I've experienced is how impatient we are as a people. I know that when we are working, it's an inconvenience to go through the detour. I'll give you one example of what I witnessed personally. We were doing some work, I won't say where, but this driver had violated and come through the detour, and a gentleman was in the trench. So her car was here, he's in the trench, and he jumped out. And she said, I'm just going right there, right? And he said, ma'am, the weight of your car can cause this trench to collapse and I can lose my life. And it was just for her. I just need to get right there. But I wonder if you just got
impatient.
Correct.
Yeah.
It would have taken maybe 10 more minutes to go around. Granted, I understood her argument. She was going right there. But how would she have felt had this young man lost his life? And those are the things that we have to consider. Sometimes we take things for granted. Oh, water and sewage digging up the road again. They're doing work. Oh, why they have to do that? It's an inconvenience in this moment for long-term solutions and benefits. And that's the message that I want to make very clear to motorists. Be patient, acknowledge the work that these men are doing, but also just be very cautious.
No,
that's all. Be considerate.
It's a worthy message, one that we all can take on and use and be mindful of. But certainly people who tend to want to speed, maybe not even paying attention when they're driving, and this incident could have been avoided because these men were actually working. I mean, we hope for the best. We really, really hope that there's a full recovery of all the injured, especially those who are more serious, one of whom is in surgery at this hour as we speak. I'll give you an opportunity for a final comment if you would like to, and we would like to please be kept updated with how this progresses.
So my final comment, again, is to reiterate the importance of road safety and also acknowledging the work that our teams do day in and day out to ensure that we have clean and safe water. Their work matters. So I'm just asking, be patient when there's work in progress, and let's continue to keep them and their families in our prayers.
They certainly are in our thoughts and prayers, I'll tell you that. And again, we hope they all make a full recovery. And we hope that the laws that govern the rules to the road, that they are enforced. They're absolutely enforced in this incident, and we all should be mindful as well to be just more cautious drivers.
Yes.
Many times, many of us could be guilty of being impatient, being angry. The light just turned green, and
they
people
wanna blow.
listen to me. I'd be like, "What's going on with y'all?" You know, it's just a whole lot going on.
Yes.
But again, a very scary scenario happening in Exuma overnight around after 10. You heard Nicolette said a group of men. I mean, so this was a huge group working.
Excavator on site.
What was on site?
An excavator. Shanique. Yes.
And the
trencher.
Where was he going?
Only God one knows where he was going. But
to not see that and understand that you at least have to drive cautiously and slow down.
Yes. So I said this could have been very unfortunate. It could have been a different outcome.
It could have been a different outcome.
But we are thankful for life. We're very thankful for life tonight, and we continue to uplift those men in prayer.
Oh, please, we must. I mean, the nation come together and pray for those men, and they are very quick and full recovery. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Nicolette.
Thank you for having me, Shanique.
Coming this evening and giving us an update on that. And again, you are welcome to come or keep us informed, and we keep the audience informed. But thank you very much, Nicolette Eldon, the Public Affairs Manager at the Water and Sewerage Corporation. Thank you once again. Thank you. Beyond the Headlines is back after this.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Call now to get more of the care you need.
Welcome to Blissful Escapes, where luxury meets affordability. Whether you're seeking relief from aches and pains or simply looking to indulge in some well-deserved pampering, relax and detox in our infrared sauna. Enjoy a soothing Swedish massage or an invigorating exfoliating body scrub. We also provide advanced facial treatments using cutting-edge technology, including hydrofacial, microneedling, and microcurrent therapies, located at the shops of Cable Beach Plaza.
Shop early to get your uniforms and get Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4 get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories and character work desk. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back to school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back to school special. Restrictions apply.
Things may be tough, but Wendy's got you covered. Grab a Dave's single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Ting's Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations excluding the airport and food truck.
At the Water and Sewage Corporation, safety and convenience are our top priorities. However, our meter readers face challenges that can make their job difficult. Locked gates to guard dogs sometimes leads to missed readings and estimated bills, which can be frustrating for you and us. That's why we're upgrading to digital meters. They bring safety, accuracy, and convenience to homes across the Bahamas. We can streamline data collection, reduce on-site visits, and provide more accurate bills with no more estimates. Digital meters also help detect leaks early, saving you from costly bills and reducing water waste. Soon, a user-friendly app will let you track your water usage, manage bills, and stay informed, all at your fingertips. Over the next year, we're rolling out digital meters nationwide, transforming how we serve you with a safer and cost-efficient water supply To learn about our digital meters, visit our website or call us today. And don't forget to update your information at any of our locations.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Call now to get more of the care you need.
Welcome to Blissful Escapes, where luxury meets affordability. Whether you're seeking relief from aches and pains or simply looking to indulge in some well-deserved pampering, relax and detox in our infrared sauna. Enjoy a soothing Swedish massage or an invigorating exfoliating body scrub. We also provide advanced facial treatments using cutting-edge technology, including hydrofacial, microneedling, and microcurrent therapies, located at the shops of Cable Beach Plaza.
Shop early to get your uniforms and get Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4 get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desk. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back-to-school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back-to-school special. Restrictions apply.
Things may be tough, but Wendy's got you covered. Grab a Dave single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Tings Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations excluding the airport and food truck.
At the Water and Sewage Corporation, safety and convenience are our top priorities. However, our meter readers face challenges that can make their job difficult. Locked gates to guard dogs sometimes leads to missed readings and estimated bills, which can be frustrating for you and us. That's why we're upgrading to digital meters. They bring safety, accuracy, and convenience to homes across the Bahamas. We can streamline data collection, reduce on-site visits, and provide more accurate bills with no more estimates. Digital meters also help detect leaks early, saving you from costly bills and reducing water waste. Soon, a user-friendly app will let you track your water usage, manage bills, and stay informed, all at your fingertips.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Well, the Royal Bahamas Police Force 2025 mid-year report shows that suicides are on the rise compared to previous years. We know that. In the majority, men of varying ages are attempting to or carrying out suicides. It's an issue that I've looked at before on the show, and tonight we give a different look at what's troubling men and the overall state of the family in the Bahamas. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines, Pastors Patrice Smith and Pastor Carol Moss. Pastors, good evening to both of you. People always like to hear your points of view. I've spoken mainly in recent time to a lot of men on these issues, particularly as it relates to men harming, self-harming, and unfortunately even carrying out the act. But I want to hear from you. You both are mothers and leaders, and you speak from a different perspective. And so welcome to the show. It's good to have you both here. And let's jump right in and talk about how this issue, number one, has caught your attention and how concerning it is for you.
Well, good evening, Bahamas. Good evening, Shanique. So good to be here once again. And of course, this is troubling for me, most certainly, because we realize that the male species is becoming almost extinct, if I could use that term very loosely. We realize not just in the Bahamas, really, Shanique, but all around the world, men are becoming more and more separated from society. Again, if I can use that term loosely. I think what is happening is that we must go back now to the original family. We must go back now to what it means to be a family. And that, of course, is from the very beginning, as we know in the book of Genesis, the original family, of course, is the man, the woman, and then, of course, children. And so whenever we tamper with something that is original, something that is a precedent and that is a principle, there's always going to be a problem. And so we see now that men are feeling disenfranchised even in their own homes. And I'm going to say something, Shanique, and I'm really going to say it, and probably some women may disagree with me, but I'm going to say it as a Bahamian woman. A lot of times, Bahamian women do not give men space to grow. And in particular in the home. Now, of course, I'm not covering up, putting a blanket to say that this is a general statement, but I'm saying a lot of times, and I guess because it is, because way back then we had some of our men going off to the contract and working. So women had to become both the man and the woman in the home. And what has happened is that when those men came back, the woman who had to assume both roles now did not know how to step back and become the woman again in the home. And so a lot of times, I'll be very honest with you, a lot of these homes are ruled by Jezebel women. The men are in the homes, but they're really not present. And I'm speaking from the perspective of the church and the world.
So Bahamian, because I imagine Bahamian women are a handful.
Yes, of course.
Bahamian
women are difficult to deal with sometimes.
Listen, we know that as just women to women, right?
Yes.
How are they showing up in the home that has become quite something that has cornered men to make men, or even in relationships that have made men respond this way, to feel hopeless and as though disenfranchised, as you said?
The most important thing, Shanique, is that a man must feel like a man in the home. Now, he may not be the main provider because, of course, we know in a lot of cases, women tend to make a little more than men. Even on par, it tends to be that women make a little bit more. And so, therefore, even though he may not be the main provider, he is still the man in the home and should be respected as the man. I think what happens is that we get it twisted because we believe if I'm bringing in most of the money, then I should have the say. And that's not the way it is. That's not the way it should be. And so therefore, in the home, we must understand our roles. We must understand, yes, that the man is the provider, but we must also understand that the man is the head of the home. And then so when men feel cornered, when men feel emasculated, and we have a lot of that in this Bahamian society, whether the church or the country, when men feel emasculated, when men feel that they are not a part of the whole, when men feel that they are disrespected, in particular in the front of their children, you're going to have a lot of outbursts, you're going to have a lot of dysfunctionality. So I'm not blaming totally Bahamian women, but I'm trying to show you a whole picture to say that some of the problems that men are facing, believe it or not, is because of their female counterparts really in the home and in relationships.
Pastor Carol, you can jump right in because that's a lot to chew on because we see what's going on. This isn't just talking just to have a segment to talk about. We see that. I just saw in the papers today, a father said he didn't see it coming of his son who committed suicide. My God. But what we are seeing is increased attempts. And unfortunately, I think they call it complete acts. Right. And so the thing is, and mainly men, it is just quite disturbing what's happening, Pastor Carol.
Yes. Shanique, I'm glad to be here, Shanique. I think there's a lot of dysfunction in the homes. There's a lot of secrets that are not being told. And a lot of dysfunction as far as molestation. And so we're dealing with a lot of mental illnesses because the 51-year-old said, I guess it's alleged that they're in court now because the 60-year-old at the time said that he was raped. And because he was in a very dysfunctional home, he moved with this gentleman that raped him. And so we're dealing with a lot of mental illness. And so before we judge and we say certain things, these young men are being raped. They're being molested. Their uncles are raping them. Their grandfathers. They have a lot of sissies and a lot of homosexuals. Okay. A lot of homosexuals are in these homes, and so we need to not target these young men. These young men are at risk. They're at risk because they're being raped. they're being molested. And so now they're dealing with mental illness.
On their emotions,
And so there's no one to talk to. And so if you talk to, you're supposed to be a man. And so when you're supposed to be a man, I'm hiding, but I'm hiding secrets. So when I lash out, either I kill you or I kill myself. And that's what's happening. And so now we have to move in and help these young men, because the man said, no, it was consensual sex, alleged. No. You raped that boy.
Oh my God.
You raped that boy. And so many young men, and so they put on this masculinity and they play rough, and then they start forget that. They start going in gangs and they start being promiscuous. This is what's happening. And so now you got to toughen up boy. So you're wondering why the little boy started shaped like a woman. Why? Because he being raped, he being molested. And so the mommy know, the auntie know, the uncles know, and they're keeping the family secrets. And so there's no one for these young men to talk to. And that's the crisis now we're dealing with. And that's why the little boys coming with the little hips looking like a woman. Because now the men are grooming these young boys. And some of them are young and they are masculine and they're gang related, but they're being tampered with. And that's sad. And so mental illness, and then some of them are catching diseases. They're catching HIV and AIDS. They're having problems because of the home is very dysfunctional. Their mothers are dysfunctional.
Well, that part. What you said, though, in one of the discussions I had with an all-male panel, just about this issue with men, what's happening, let's get to the bottom of it and find out why men in increasing numbers are harming themselves. This is just what one of the men said, that a lot of the men sometimes are trying to run away from experiences or the fact that, listen, a man came onto them. Just so many different things that they're trying to run away from or forget, and therefore if they're not strong enough, then they kind of turn in on themselves.
And they open their mind to this battle, and then the demons come in and they battling and the only way to end this battle is to end my life. And so now we have to try to reach out to these young men, partnering with, like I said, the church and different entities to make sure we fight for these young men, that they find a safe haven for someone to talk to them and not talk about them.
Well, that's very true. And so let's look at the overall state of the family then. You both touch on different things that are that are poignant to this discussion. One was the fact that, listen, the family, that nuclear family where a woman and a man come together and it's supposed to be what it's supposed to be is no longer that. It's become something else. So it's ugly and it's disrespectful and it's demeaning and all the rest of it. And then you mentioned the fact that, listen, many of these, whether they be teenage boys, preteens, whether they be men, are angry and hurting or depressed or whatever it is because of whatever the experience is, whether it's a woman and the stress and the family stress and expectations or the fact that they have been hurt.
Right. Shanique, hurting people hurt people. We have to go to the root of all of this. A boy has to be raised and reared by a male, a man. It's no use we say we want to deal just with the young men, because if that young man has to go back into society where men are dysfunctional, then of course it makes no sense dealing with, it's almost like you're dealing with the fruit and not dealing with the root. So we have to start with our men. We have to start with going back to the foundation of causing men to move from that cycle of dysfunctionality to what it means to really be a man. And so what has to happen now is that we have to go back. We usually use the term the big brother, big sister movement. No, I'm going to use the term man to man, or men helping men, because if a man is in a home and he is dysfunctional, the only thing can happen is that he will produce dysfunctional boys. And so what will happen is that boy who knows, because we are innately created to know what we should have, what we should experience, what should be our reality. And so therefore, if we are not experiencing that in the home, we're going to go out to experience it someplace else. So they're going to go into the gangs. They're going to go into homosexual relationships. Why? Because they're looking for love. They're looking to be accepted. And sadly so, they're going to look even in the church. And sadly so, even in the church, they are finding homosexual experiences. So we now have to get back to teaching men how to be men, and let those men teach boys how to be boys, because a woman cannot cannot teach a boy how to be a boy nor a man. So we need to get men back to the state of functionality. We need to, I always use the term, we got to get back to Eden. We got to get back to where men are respected in the home. They are revered in the home. But at the same time, we have to get men to know that you are the head, you are the provider, you are the leader, not the woman. Because a lot of times, men abdicate, I'm going to use that word, abdicate their responsibility to the woman in the house.
They do.
For whatever reason they may, or
problems. You brought that up because I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
say, you know, there are some women watching you now and say, Mom, you know, hi, Pastor, 1 minute.
Yes.
She's tired of the heavy lifting.
Yes.
She's tired of showing up as woman and man or
Absolutely.
mother and father in that household.
Right.
When will men step up?
Absolutely.
Because while women are trying to meet you halfway and women are trying to say, okay, let's give you this respect and this time to heal your emotions and your broken emotions, when are you going to step up and be some meaningful person or partner in the household?
Absolutely. And it is totally necessary. You know, I was counseling a couple the other day, and the gentleman said to me, he said, well, Pastor, what do you want me to do? I'm working, and this is what I'm making, and this is all I can contribute. And so I said, just using an example, and I said, okay, the bills per month is $2,000. You're contributing $500. So that means she has to contribute $1,500. Are you thinking, do you have compassion as to say, now, isn't this too much on my wife? Because this is a husband and wife situation. Isn't this too much on my wife? So the responsibility then, Shanique, for that man is, because remember, he's the provider. So you don't just sit in the house and say, I can only contribute $500. You find other ways to bring in the additional. So if it means that you have to get a second job, you go ahead and do it. You are the male and the foundation of the family.
And that is not the woman being disrespectful or
Absolutely.
stressing you out.
Right.
She's hoping you would come together and build something.
Absolutely.
Again, we are talking about, Pastor Carol.
Yeah.
We are talking about helping men, yes, through whatever the emotional difficulties and turmoils they may be faced with, but also to step up in their rightful roles.
Absolutely.
Right. I want to take a different spin because I believe LeBron James, who is a famous basketball player, was groomed and grew up by a woman, his mother, and a few of them was grown up by their mother.
Mm-hmm.
So I
that's
think
not the norm, though.
but
Yeah,
a lot of them were.
That's not the ideal either.
I agree.
Yeah.
A lot of so we have to deal with the matters at hand. I know what we want. One thing I think we need to do, Shanique, is change the mind of these people who are in these homes. One, these women are in and out of the homes with these different men.
Oh, Jesus.
So all the boys see is these different men. And a lot of these men have a little alternative lifestyle. So that's how come they tamper with these boys. So the first thing we need to do is change the mind of these women and change the mind of the men from being on the block, from also having multiple women and also having multiple partners. Whether with a woman today, they with a man tomorrow. 1 minute they is woman, 1 minute they is man. We have to move in and to help the mind of these people to make sure to move to the dysfunction out of the homes. That's the main focus right now. Because if a woman can assist and find good mentorship to help raise up these sons. That's what I believe.
Ladies, I thank you both. They always come loaded. I know that. And I would love to obviously continue this because we've got to find solutions and come together and join hands to help move this forward because, again, there are too many men. The statistics prove it. They don't even have to because we see the headlines almost daily. But too many men who are self-harming and unfortunately in many instances now taking their lives. And so how do we address that? And so I would love to hear more, perhaps even have another show with the men and the women. So that we can hear each other. And so thank you, pastors, very, very much. Thank you for being here and discussing such a very sensitive and very, very urgent issue. This is Beyond the Headlines. When we come back, we're going to shift gears and look at some news from the political arena. It's all coming up right after the break. Stay close.
Pain hits fast, so get relief fast. Only Tylenol Rapid Release Gels have laser-drilled holes. They release medicine fast for fast pain relief. And now, get max strength topical pain relief precisely where you need it. with Tylenol Precise.
I can clean your teeth, but I can't wash your whole mouth.
Yes, we're toothbrushes, not mouth brushes.
Listerine works with brushing to deliver 5 times more cleaning power, plus it contains clinically proven essential oils.
For whole mouth health, Listerine. Wash your mouth.
I feel good when you're wrapped up in my arms, dancing to a reggae song. Feel good, feel good. I feel good, 'cause your perfume isn't loud, and only I can talk about. Feel good, feel good. You feel like velvet rubbing over my skin, and when your
Introducing Hands for Hunger's The Budget Gourmet, the sizzling new cooking show where 5-star flavor meets everyday ingredients. From pantry staples to farmers markets finds, join Chef Mo as we turn local, low-cost ingredients into gourmet magic, one dish at a time. Want your brand on the table? We're now inviting sponsors to be a part of this delicious journey. Get in early and let your name shine where flavor meets finesse. The Budget Gourmet, everyday ingredients with a gourmet twist.
The Budget Gourmet.
We're making it sweet, low cost meals you can't defeat. Tastes so good, it makes you move. Hands for hunger is in the groove.
The Budget Gourmet.
I was an electrician for 18 years, and one day I just lost my sight and found that I was in a totally new world. I just found this strength that came from nowhere, and here I am today. Even though I am faced with disabilities, the fire in me, it never went out as related to me being an entrepreneur. But the barrier is just people being understanding and willing to take a chance on somebody like myself. My dream is to see where the government can really pass laws, legislation to assist people like myself. And whether you believe it or not, we do have something to offer this country. We have to make people understand that we are here. And not in many cases we're looking for handout. We want to make a contribution. You gotta live. And part of living is that you gotta take charge of your life. And through programs like this with the SBDC, I know for a fact that my business can now come to life.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com.
Pain hits fast, so get relief fast. Only Tylenol Rapid Release Gels have laser-drilled holes. They release medicine fast for fast pain relief. And now, get max strength topical pain relief precisely where you need it with Tylenol Precise.
I can clean your teeth, but I can't wash your whole mouth.
Yes, we're toothbrushes, not mouth brushes.
Listerine works with brushing to deliver 5 times more cleaning power, plus it contains clinically proven essential oils.
For whole mouth health, Listerine. Wash your mouth.
I feel good when you're wrapped up in my arms, dancing to a reggae song. Feel good, feel good. I feel good, 'cause your perfume isn't loud, and only I can talk about.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. The Progressive Liberal Party hosting another rally-style mass meeting. You all saw it last evening. This, of course, in an area staunch party supporters say they are all too familiar with, and that it takes them down memory lane. That is the area called the Wolf Road area, the Windsor Park. Yes. I think that's it. Yes, it is. But I'll tell you, Prime Minister Davis took the time to address serious matters, though, serious matters as it relates to the upcoming election, and certainly something that the Parliamentary Registrar Office, General's Office, intends on doing just to modernize the voting process. Here's Jose Etienne with the story, and then we come back and talk about it.
A
buzz of exhilaration filling the air on Monday night as hundreds of Progressive Liberal Party supporters gathered at Windsor Park, the party's proverbial battleground. It was the second massive rally of its kind, uniting 4 over-the-hill constituencies in central New Providence, and the message to residents was clear: prepare for political battle.
This election is not about the opposition, it's about the direction.
Prime Minister Philip Davis also using the platform to defend the controversial introduction of biometric voter cards, dismissing criticism from the Free National Movement.
All we have done is move forward with what they couldn't finish, and now they're trying to scare people with it.
Davis also accused the FNM of political hypocrisy.
Back in 2020, it was the FNM who passed the law for biometric voting cards then. That's the law passed by them. We are just the government finally doing the job for them.
Calls to former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis for comment were unsuccessful, but official records show that the bill, which introduced biometric technology in voting and bail management, was in fact passed under his watch. Still, opposition voices are accusing government of rushing the implementation, a claim Davis vehemently rejects.
Don't let anyone lie to you. No one is taking away your right to vote. The PLP protects voting rights. We don't play games with democracy.
For the skeptical and the critical, Davis outlined plans for the system's rollout.
If you are registered to vote and you're on the register today and you're still registered, your name will not be removed off the register. No one is being erased. No one is being left out. And if you want your new card, one that fits in your wallet and doesn't need to be hidden under your mattress or in a Ziploc bag, go get your card.
The new cards are expected to be distributed in early 2026, but voters won't need them to cast their ballots in the next general election. Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Well, the Chief Passport Officer, Nicholas Simonet, tonight also sharing exactly what biometrics are being used for in their system. His comments come amid public concern on the use of biometrics for voting, proposed by, of course, the Davis administration.
Biometrics speaks to the fingerprints that we collect, and we have the photograph, right? So if we were to develop our system further, the photographs could be used as a part of biometrics in terms of facial recognition. So those are the possibilities of biometrics. In terms of how we use it as a verification mechanism. We don't share our data. We just use it as an internal verification mechanism, connecting a unique identifier of the individual to that of the application and the document itself. So you come to the passport office, you apply for a passport, your fingerprints are captured. When you come to collect your passport, you put your fingerprints down, and that verifies that the person who enrolled, the person who the document belongs to, is one and the same of the person who's collecting the document. Our passport system is probably one of the newer databases or passport systems around the world. Most of the Caribbean, their passport software was developed, based on the model in which we have. We are consistently looking at upgrades and updates to the system, not only to safeguard the document itself, but also to safeguard the process and to ensure that the identities that are listed within are just consistent.
Well, you all heard this biometric idea for the voter's card continues to be discussed. Many people are wary of it, are saying any number of things about it and expressing various opinions, and a lot of which is misunderstood because the system is widely used in so many areas. You heard Nicholas Simonet a moment ago say it's being used in the passport. When you travel and you go through various levels to get to where you're sitting and waiting for your flight, of U.S., whether it's border control and all the other areas that you go through, you put your fingers and all the rest of it, biometric system. And so it's so much that we obviously don't know about this. But again, it's used to just upgrade what we know as, people see as an antiquated system of the paper vote and all the rest of it and all that. And of course, we'll see how that rolls out. But I'm going to bring in the Hot Topics panel right now to talk about that. And what are you hearing where you're at? What are people saying? Are they skittish about this idea? And what is it that you have been even researching on your own that you feel people ought to know? Welcome to Beyond the Headlines, Peggy Candice and Ellington Ferguson. Good evening to both of you and welcome to the show.
Good evening, Shanique. Good
Thank
evening,
you for
Bahamas.
having me.
Certainly it's a pleasure to be here.
Always.
Yes, it's good to have you both here. Let's just jump in and talk about this biometric system that really we didn't think would have become this hot button issue, but it has.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. Good evening, Bahamas. I think, unfortunately, there was an attempt to mislead the public. I think the word biometric was presented as something new and something foreign, and in some case, 666, the devil, and it was very irresponsible. Because if you said fingerprinting and eye scanning, face recognition, and this is what you do every time you go Miami to shop or Fort Lauderdale or Disney World, and you have to pass customs, U.S. custom immigration. You scan your fingers. I think that is why it's important for the government to have the proper messaging to get ahead of the trapsiness that is so common now when it comes to anything related. People take an opportunity, opposing parties, opposing sides take the opportunity to muddy the water. And I find it very irritating and irresponsible because we want to educate our people. We don't want to use ignorance against them for our political benefit. And that's what I felt was done several nights ago when I saw a flyer being shared by F&M sheriffs. Now, I don't know who created the flyer, but the first time I saw it, it popped up on my timeline on Facebook by the aspiring candidate for Nassau Village. And she had it on her page. And I looked at it, I said, this is foolishness.
What was the flyer?
The flyer is saying, like, warning, the PLP trying to steal the election, beware of voters fraud. I mean, the most nonsense any responsible professional female could put out who want to be a part of governing this country. And my question was, did she research this? We cannot feed fair in this country to try and get political points. It is wrong. It is dangerous. And then the most astonishing thing is to wake up. Because I did researches and I was trying to push it as quickly as up to midnight. I was still posting about it. To wake up the following morning and to read in the newspaper that the Free National Movement, previous administration, 2020, tabled the same bill in the House of Assembly while they were the governing party. And how hypocritical. You cannot feed fair for political benefit. You cannot
prey on people's lack of knowledge.
For political benefit.
Gain. You cannot. It's really it's unfair, and you are not doing a great service. You're not serving the very people that you hope to serve.
To lead. This is the country that you say you want to lead. This is the people that you want to be government over and take them in a progressive direction in this country. Firstly, you don't own the fact that you put this out there in Parliament, and now you're making it out to be a bad idea. What if you were to become the government? Then you're going to push it again. Stop playing with Bahamians. Stop it. It is not helpful. It is not proper. And I want you people to pay attention to what is being done to control your emotions. Playing with you. Give the people the correct information, please. It is for the progression of this nation. And that must become more important than your political position or inferiority complexities when it comes to politics in this country.
What is good about this, Shanique, is that this, I can almost say that it is to some degree partisan. This is something that previous administration has sought to implement. As you know, there was the election and the other administration was, they lost the election. This administration saw the wisdom to continue with this and to fully implement it. Unfortunately, though, we yet still have, like Peggy alluded to, those that would use these things, and it almost rendezvous to when we were trying to give women the rights to pass on their citizenship to their spouses, just as a Bahamian man can. We were trying to give that same right to women. And people did basically the same thing. They talk about, all kind of foreigners and this and the next thing. And it's only trying to give women equal rights, which now we're still trying to put those things in place. It's unfortunate when people who are vying for public office prey on, number one, the ignorance and the emotions of our people and lie to our people, try in order to get political mileage. We can't be doing that in the 21st century. Our politics need to mature. Okay,
Yes.
we need to speak to issues, deal with issues properly. If something comes and it's good, then that's good for all of us. I think this is a good move. We've been dealing with this paper where people spending all kind of time writing on these papers for too long. And this is a good advancement that both the Free National Movement and the Progressive Liberal Party has now brought into effect.
All fit to introduce.
Absolutely.
Just to move the voting process and take it into the 21st century.
Absolutely.
Right? Meanwhile, Peggy and Ellington, immigration issues continue to stir. Of course, we know it's caused great debate in the country. Well, last evening, also Prime Minister Davis admitting that the country is grappling with a shortage of Bahamian workers in the construction industry. We know that, and we know what the issues are there. My God, we've discussed it at length. This challenge, Davis says, is a direct result of a lack of skilled local workers to meet the rising demand. And we've seen how construction is changing and the demands for construction is changing. And all these projects that are all over the country, what they are now calling for. Davis revealed, of course, this at the PLP event last evening. He says it's a reality that has forced key players in the construction industry to recruit foreigners to get the job done amid reported uptick in construction projects being undertaken. But Davis is issuing a strong warning to leaders in the sector, insisting that they are being monitored and any unlawful decision could place them in hot water.
At the moment, there are simply not enough skilled Bahamian workers right now to fill their construction jobs. And even the Bahamas Construction Association said the same thing. So yes, there has been an increase in legal immigration, in legal migration to meet that demand. But I want to put every construction company and developer on notice tonight. If you're bringing people into work, they better have a valid work permit. And they must have decent housing. This ain't no free for all. And to those leasing land and turning a blind eye to illegal shanty towns, we have some laws that deal with people in that business too.
Well, that's excellent to hear the Prime Minister talk about that, because these shantytown situations, we already know that the vexing issue illegal immigration is presented. Now, let's just stick with the topic at hand, though. The fact that there are many projects happening all over this nation, and skilled workers are needed. Skilled construction workers in various whatever those various titles are that make up a project. That contractors go out and get jobs done, whether it's mason and all the rest of those things that now make up the new look of the construction industry. And he says, listen, oftentimes they must bring in those skilled workers from other countries to help get these projects stay within the time frame and even maybe beat deadline, as well as deliver a stellar product. Your thoughts on this?
You know, Shanique, last night I listened to the Prime Minister speak. You know, people is be there for the party and atmosphere, but when it's time to hear from the leader of the country, it's good to just settle yourself and listen. One of the things he did say, that when skilled workers are brought in, foreigners, that he would hope Bahamians would understudy them and learn the trade. And that is what is important. People will be fussing about, oh, they're bringing in foreigners, but the key word there is skilled workers. They specialize in specialty and different services. And if you're wise, just go, take the time and learn. And yeah, And that'll be a smooth transition that, okay, this one area, Bahamians, we got this. Bahamian men, Bahamian women, we got this area, we can perform. But until that is done, the need is there and supply and demand.
Shanique, I kind of always cringe when the discussion about illegal immigration is being had and we kind of shift over to talk about what we need as it relates to workers in construction. I think they're two different things completely, okay? So what you're saying to people, well, however you get, you just come and we'll use you when you come. I think that conversation not to be had with illegal immigration. I think what the Prime Minister has spoken to as it relates to our workers, I think we should have programs. If there are workers that we need, are we going to go to Haiti to get them? Are we going to go to Cuba to get them? Are we going to go to the Philippines to get them? That should be something that we do systematically. Not because we need construction workers, so we're going to need these guys who come illegally. So we'll have a shortage.
He didn't talk about
What
illegal.
did you say? No, he's talking about people who are coming here legally
exactly.
to fill, because they have got to be able to hold up the need in the construction industry.
Absolutely.
It's now a burgeoning industry.
Because
and
a lot of Bahamians
that is not like it used to be 20
have
years
moved
ago.
away from it. Really, a lot of Bahamians have
Not even
moved
that they've
away
moved.
from it.
Let's be real. The work, Ellington, I can't get into this again because I really won't get here. They already told me, Shanique, you have less than 10 minutes. Let's be real. Let's be real. The work ethic of these people showing up on these construction jobs are less than desired. You've heard many people talk about it. We've discussed it on the show.
Absolutely.
There are so many things that contractors are saddled with. Therefore, they can no longer tolerate, and they've gone and been given permission to seek the help, the skills that they need outside these borders in order to meet the demands of these projects that they have taken on. And that is what's going on.
We also spoke on one of your show about the Philippines, how they're organized and they go through requesting through their government and agencies to connect the dots to the needs and demands in this country, and their country monitor them.
I'm just saying that's a separate discussion.
No, and that's why I said I will not get into the illegal immigration.
Yeah, right.
No, this is where this is where skilled labor is required.
And there's
every nation is open to it.
There's
skilled
no question
laborers.
there. We do need skilled laborers.
We absolutely do. We absolutely do. Because many of us just sit down and feel as though we will fit in. Like we used to do 20 years ago and make do and pretend. Meanwhile, Michael is shaping up to be quite a hot race to watch. Two other aspirants are hoping to secure the PLP's nomination, and they've been made themselves sort of public now. And those persons are Angela Michelle Cox Lockhart and Laverne Bertram Ingram. I think there are a few more, but listen, who knew that the Michael race, and just one, we don't even know yet who the Free National Movement's aspirants are, or candidate will be, or the COI's candidate will be. And so the thing is, this is just this race within this party, and what's shaping up to be quite an interesting one to watch.
I think it's a bad decision when an aspiring candidate keeps it a secret. And Michael has been kept a secret who was interested from the FNM. I used to ask, what about Michael? I would post on my page just the name Michael every other week. Michael, one thing I would say, because I spoke with a young man and he talked about the challenges the candidates and the member of parliament have with Michael in the spirit of Highlands included in this constituency. And when you look at it, there's two things I think aspiring candidate or the MP must have: money, resources, because you're going to have to manage to be successful, unlike the previous representative, both current and the minister, in the minister administration. You have to have that money. You have to be able to manage your constituency, knowing what you're getting into.
But you need to have a vision.
And be able to manage the vision, because you have several islands. You have to be able to have staff in place to get the job done. And then the other thing you have to do, you have to have influence with proper financial backing to accomplish anything. I spoke with people from Michael, Crooked Island, or Auckland, sorry, in particular. And there are needs that have been neglected for years. And if you're serious about representing them, then you show up. and start meeting those needs. That's the challenge I draw there.
Shanique, I'm all excited about what's happening in MyCal right now. MyCal is taking the lead and has the buzz in this election cycle that is now heating up. MyCal is taking the lead in many aspects of it, and I think you're going to see a tremendous amount of enthusiasm. You're already beginning to see a lot of that coming from the voters in this constituency. They're active and they're already speaking as to what it is that they want, and so this is going to be a very interesting race with all those other persons vying for this constituency. And this is, like Peggy alluded to, this is just the Progressive Liberal Party. We have yet to see whether the FNM was going to have 2 or 3 persons, or the COI is going to have their 2 or 3 persons trying to get the nomination for this. But I'm excited for what is happening, and I think something new, there's a new shift taking place in MyCal, and I'm looking for the best to happen with these candidates that's putting themselves forward.
Be hard to get. Don't be easy. Make your demands
high.
now.
High.
Whilst the great,
High.
Everybody interested in you.
The stakes are high.
Yes. Write your list as your community. Have your minimum require of those who want to represent you. Don't be easy. Don't be a sure thing for anybody. Let
this
them
is our
pursue you.
time.
Yes.
Of course, we discussed someone who appears to be a front runner last evening on last evening's show, and of course this evening we introduce you to 2 other aspirants hoping to secure the PLP's nod for in the MyCal constituency. We will continue to follow the interesting races as they shape up.
Yes.
We already identified quite a number of them, and we will continue to revisit and see how they are playing out. Of course, absolutely. So we are happy to be the place that you settle down at 8 o'clock in the evenings to get your election fix as we all head to 2026. So thank you all very, very much for tuning in. I think, of course, at the top of tonight's show, listen, guys, let's continue to pray really for those men that were injured in Exuma in that hit and run accident. We all heard one is in surgery, a few of them really bad. They have been battered really. So let's continue to offer our prayers there. Of course, in the middle of tonight's show, we had Pastors Patrice and Carol, and then, of course, here we have Peggy and Ellington. So thank you all so much. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in this evening. Certainly enjoyed having you along, and I look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.